Hello everyone, welcome to Analytics with Asmi. In this video, we are going to see Power BI interview question asked in a service-based company. This is a part 4 of this Power BI interview series. Link of the earlier part 1, 2 and 3 you will find in the description box. Today we are going to cover some scenario-based question asked in the service-based companies. So we are going to cover these three topics: data visualization, Power Query Editor and Power BI service. Our first question is on Power Query Editor. So first question is, how would you use COUNTIF and SUMIF function in Power BI to analyze the data? How would you use Power Query Editor to gain insight from performance of a different product categories? So now interviewer have provided us here a sales data and we have to see the performance of different product categories in it by using a Excel function, which is mostly used in Excel, which is COUNTIF and SUMIF function. Now, these two functions can be used in Power Query Editor as well and by using some DAX function as well. So, today we are going to see how we can use this simple, mostly used COUNTIF and SUMIF function in Power Query Editor. So, here we have to find total number of products sold in each country and total sales for each country. In the first total number of products, here we are going to use COUNTIF function. Okay, and in total sales of each country, here we are going to use a SUMIF function, but in Power Query Editor. So we can achieve these two functions in Power Query Editor by using a group by function. Now let's see practically how we can do this. I have opened the Power Query Editor and here in the query section you can see I have imported a financial dataset which is present in a Power BI. This is a sales dataset. Now here in the dataset here you can see that in the table we have a country column, product column and the sales column as well. Okay, now the first question is we are going to use the COUNTIF function. So we have to count the product present in each country. So we need these two column, country and product. So I am selecting these two column, just select these two column, okay, by pressing the control, and here in the home you will get this function group by. Just click on this. Here you can see it will automatically go in a advanced mode. When you select more than two columns, it will move to the advanced mode. So here we have our country column, product column. By default, new column name came as a count. And here the operation we are going to use a count rows. It will do a COUNTIF function. Okay. Now just press an OK. Now here you can see that we are getting a count of each product in each country. Okay. So for example, you can see this Montana product in Germany it is 18. Okay. So for Pasio in Canada it is 42. So we have used the COUNTIF function here in a Power Query Editor. Now let's see how we can use a SUMIF function. For that, just if you want to do modify, you have to just press on this gear. Okay. And here we are back with this group by function. So here we are going to do now SUMIF function. So we have to do sum of a sales for each country. So here we will write a name as a sum, and here operation we are going to use as sum, as we are doing a SUMIF function here. Okay. Now here in the column we have to choose the sales because we are going to do the aggregate function here. So we are aggregating the cells for each country. So just select the sales column here. Okay. And just press on OK. Now here you can see that we are getting a sum of each product for each country. So here we have used a SUMIF function. Now let's move to the second question. Second question is how to create a dynamic fields in a chart. So interviewer is asking here, you have a bar chart here and on the y-axis you have a different countries and their corresponding units sold. So you can see in the visual we have each country and for each country how many units sold are there is shown in this visual. Now what interviewer is asking here, if you want any other dimension over here, for example, you don't want country here and if you want product name here or if you want a segment name here or any other dimension present in a model, how can we make it dynamic? So in such cases, we can make a visual dynamic by using a fill parameter which is present in a Power BI desktop. So let's see how we can use a fill parameter for making it dynamic. Now here you can see again I have imported the same financial data in a Power BI desktop. And here you can see we have on the y-axis country, on the x-axis unit sold. Okay. Now these are different dimensions we have created by field parameter. Now if I'm clicking on this product, now here you can see we are getting the product. The y-axis is getting changed. If I'm clicking on the segment, the y-axis is getting changed. We are getting a segment here. So likewise, interviewer is asking, they want a different dimensions here. Okay, now let's see how we can do this. So let's create a visual again. So here we are going to find country wise unit sold. So we are going to select this country column and the total unit sold. Okay, just select this two column and we are getting this visual. Okay, now we have to create a different dimensions here. For that, what you have to do, in the ribbon you will find this modeling tab. Just click on it and here you will get the option as a new parameter. Here you have to select the fields. So in the fields we are adding the different dimensions here. So here in the name we'll write dimensions. Okay, and here you have to add the field. Here you can see your data set. Just click on this and you have to just add your fields. So they have asked for country, product and the segment. So we are going to select all these three dimensions and click on this add slicer and create it. Now you can see we will get here a slicer. We got this slicer. Now if we select country or product, now you can see that it's not getting changed. Okay, so for that what we have to do here, just select this visual and open this build visual pane. Okay, and here instead of this y-axis country we have to use this dimension. Okay, so I am cancelling this and I am adding this dimension here. Okay, now here you can see that country, if you are clicking on this country we are getting a country here. If you are clicking on product we are getting a product dimension, and if you are clicking on segment we are getting a segment here. Let's move to the third scenario based question, which is on Power BI service. So the scenario is, you have a 30 minutes back-to-back scheduled refresh in Power BI service, and before first refresh get finished, if my other refresh starts, then what will happen? So you have to answer it like this. If a scheduled refresh starts before the previous one finishes, the subsequent refresh will be either be queued or fail depending on the Power BI service setting and resource availability. In some cases, the subsequent refresh may cause the previous one to be cancelled. So this should be your answer. The next scenario based question is on Power Query Editor again. So here the question is, how do you combine two disconnected tables to create a final table with the columns from the individual tables? Now what do you mean by disconnected tables? Here you can see we can see two tables. Here the in first table there is age, gender, city, and in second table there is a employee ID, name and surname. So these two tables are disconnected table because no common column is there in between the two tables. Okay, so interviewer want to combine these two tables. So how to do using a Power Query editor? So here answer is, we can create a index column for both the disconnected tables and then combine both the tables by using a merge function in a Power Query editor. Now let's see how we can create this. Here I have opened the Power Query editor, and here in the query section you can see that we have these two tables. First is employee 1 where we have three columns, age, gender, city, and in second table we have a employee ID, name and surname. So here we don't have any common column. So we are going to create here the common column, which is a index column. So for creating the new index column here, you have to go to the first table here and here go to the add column, and here you will get an option as index column. Just click on this drop down and here you will get three options from 0, from 1 and custom. So I'm selecting here 1. Okay, now here you can see we are getting the unique values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as we are having the 5 records. Similarly, we will create an index column here in a employee number, employee table 2. Okay, so I'm just selecting this and again I'm going to add column, and here I'm going to create a index column which is a unique values for all 5 records. Now once this is done, you go back to the first table here, and in the home section you will get the option as a merge queries. Okay, so why we are merging here? Because we have to combine these two tables. Okay, so I'm just selecting this Okay, merge queries. And here first table is already there. So from here we have to select the second table, which is employee number 2. And here we have to select the common column. So here in the employee 1, this is a index which is a common column, and in employee number 2 table, here we have a second index column. So you have to select these two, and here to select here the join. So here we are joining to table. So here we are using the inner join. Here we are using inner join because we want only the matching rows. Okay, so we select this and click on OK. Now here you can see that we got this table. Just expand this and just uncheck this and click on OK. Now here you can see that these two column is now merged. Now this index column, if you don't want, we can delete this. Just remove this, and now you can see that these two table are combined. It is joined. So we have to join the disconnected table like this. The last Power BI scenario based question is on data visualization. The question is, how can you show a dynamic top and values in the visual? So they have provided us two tables. Here you can see we have a product with sales, and one table is with rank, top n, top 3, top 5 and top 10. So the ask is to show a dynamic and values in the visual. What do you mean by that? Means if I'm selecting top 10, you should see a 10 products. If I'm selecting the top 5, you can see the 5 products, and if I'm selecting the top 3, you should see a 3 products. So how to do that? So here what we have to do, we have to first you need to create here a rank measure to rank the products with their respective total sales. So here you can see that I have created this rank measure. Here you can see that this rank measure. Here I have used rank x function and then all to ignore whatever filters applied to this table, and then we have put the parameters here and we are getting the values in descending order. So once this is created, next we have to create another new measure by using this rank measure and provide the conditions accordingly. So next measure is this dynamic measure we have created. Here you can see we have used these variables for selecting the selected value, which we select in a slicer. Okay, and then we have used the switch function to switch between all these three, and finally we are getting this dynamic measure, and if we put this in this visual, we are getting the desired result. Hope this is clear to you. Hope you like this video. If you like this video, please give thumbs up and share this video with your friends who are preparing for the interviews. See you in the next video. Thank you for watching.